This elegant 7-seater is not only roomy and useful, but also athletic and quick. The CX-9 accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.3 seconds with a 3.7 liters V6 engine. Despite its size, the CX-9 rides smoothly and elegantly and handles like a large sports sedan. The CX-9 is available with front or all-wheel drive. Driving this family vehicle will be enjoyable. Is a used Mazda CX-9 a good choice? In this short video we will try to answer this question. But just before we start, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Common problems. The P451 check engine light is frequently brought on by a clogged fuel tank pressure sensor. Frequently, the issue appears after the car has been rust-proofed. It is a cheap part that is simple to replace. Repairs to the front end are fairly typical. We advise having the car inspected regularly to keep it safe so that problems like a loose control arm or tie rod end can be discovered early. You'll need to budget 1.5 hours of labor, plus the cost of the parts and wheel alignment, to replace one control arm. The primary HVAC unit under the dash may become flooded if an air conditioner drain becomes clogged. When turning to the left, the blower fan makes a slushing noise as the first indication. Unclogging the AC drain is the required repair. The liftgate may not fully close if the liftgate handle has corrosion. The pivot points can benefit from being lubricated if the liftgate handle feels stuck. Many other electrical issues, such as jerky transmission shifting and multiple warning lights turning on, can result from corrosion at one of the rear blind spot monitoring system modules, which can also prevent this system from functioning. If a problem goes away when one of the BSM modules is unplugged, the module is defective. Although the component is pricey, used modules can be found on eBay. Failure of the power brake booster can result in a hard brake pedal, no brake assist, and a hissing noise coming from the brake pedal area. The labor and parts for replacing the brake booster could total up to 3 hours. Numerous owners have reported leaks and failures in power transfer output units. The all-wheel drive system includes the power transfer output unit. Fixed to the transmission is it? The cost of the replacement is high. The power transfer units were replaced under extended warranties in some vehicles. Burnt gear oil odor and dark oil puddles in the engine center right behind it are early indicators of a transfer unit issue. Verify that the all-wheel drive system is functional and that there are no leaks before purchasing a used Mazda CX-9. Several owners mention faulty ignition coils. The likelihood of ignition coil failures can be reduced by changing the spark plugs at the recommended intervals. There might be a screeching sound coming from the back of the car if a rear heat shield separates and rubs against the rear propeller shaft. It will be necessary to replace or resecure the heat shield. The cost of the repair is not excessive. Engine. The 3.5 liters Ford-sourced V6 engine with 265 horsepower was installed in the 2007 Mazda CX-9. The 273 horsepower, Ford-built 3.7 liters V6 is standard on all later model years. Strong and low maintenance, it has a lot of low-end torque. The only issue is that because of its location, if the water pump fails at a higher mileage, it will be expensive to replace. The timing chain powers it, and it is located inside the engine. This engine's water pump replacement could take up to 15 hours of labor in addition to the parts. The 2012 CX-9's oil capacity is listed as 5.5 quarts, with an oil filter change. Unless the timing chain in the SUV becomes stretched and noisy, it doesn't need to be replaced. Interior. Although the wide center console takes up some room in the front, the CX-9's interior is very spacious. The norm is 3 rows of seats. The second row's split seats can move forward and backward. Even for adult travelers, the third row has adequate room. 17.2 cubic feet of cargo space is available in the back with the third row up, which is more than the Toyota Highlander but less than the GMC Acadia or Chevrolet Traverse. Handling and ride. On lengthy highway drives, the CX-9 handles incredibly well and is enjoyable to drive. Although refined and generally quiet, the ride is on the firm side. It seems like you're driving on rails at first. The CX-9 feels quick off the line, sporty, and secure on the road despite its considerable weight. Both the steering and weighting are precise. The all-wheel drive system is completely automatic and doesn't need the driver to do anything. The all-season tires on the CX-9, however, struggle in the snow. Maintenance tips. Regular inspections are necessary to keep your car safe. A cursory check during a drive-through fast lube service is insufficient. Keep an eye out for leaks. If you see drops on your driveway, have the car looked at before a lack of fluid or a leak starts to cause issues. Depending on driving conditions, the advised oil change intervals range between 5,000 and 7,500 miles. Regularly check the levels of your power steering, coolant, and oil, and top them off as necessary. The cabin filter needs to be replaced every 15,000 to 25,000 miles, but is frequently forgotten about. Depending on driving conditions, spark plugs need to be replaced every 60,000 to 100,000 miles. This means that your car will require more frequent oil changes, spark plug replacement, and other maintenance if you frequently drive in congested city traffic, hilly terrain, dusty conditions, or extremely hot or cold weather. Replacement of spark plugs on schedule can help prevent more serious issues like faulty ignition coils. Overall, the CX-9 is a stylish, well-made 7-seat crossover with a powerful engine. Consumer Reports rated the overall dependability of the 2013 and 2014 CX-9 as above average as of September 2022, the 2012 CX-9 as below average, and older model years were not rated. We advise against purchasing a CX-9 with a high mileage because the repair cost will be high if the engine's water pump fails. For the same reason, think about purchasing an extended powertrain warranty if you plan to purchase a used Mazda CX-9. Long-term ownership costs will be lower for front-wheel drive models. The Toyota Highlander is more dependable and has a softer ride than its rivals, but it has a small third row and little cargo room. Although it shares a platform with the CX-9, the Ford Edge lacks the third row. What to look for when buying a used Mazda CX-9. For information on past service records and reported accidents, consult used car history records. Test all electrical features, such as the air conditioner, audio system, power liftgate, and others, when inspecting the car on the dealer's lot. Drive low-mileage vehicles instead. If the car has a smart key entry system, make sure to test it thoroughly because it can malfunction. As an extra key costs money, make sure the car has 2 keys. Watch out for the drivetrain's humming and whining sounds during the test drive. Ask your mechanic to test the all-wheel drive system and look for leaks during the pre-purchase inspection. To safeguard yourself against unanticipated repairs, think about purchasing a reliable extended warranty for the powertrain. Although not exceptional, poor gas mileage is to be expected from this class of vehicle. The class's maintenance costs are average. The safety ratings are generally excellent. Although it's a good car overall, there are a few trouble spots to look out for.
Perfect.